All right, we're here with Brian Baylis, a man who probably needs no introduction to those who know him. Baylis Bicycles, he's here actually in San Diego in La Mesa. He got his start back in the 70s actually building bikes for Mossy. And Brian, let's take a look at this bike that you brought today. This is your most recent creation. Tell us a little bit more about this bike.
Well, what I tried to do on this bicycle, which is what I do on most bikes, is try to make something that's unique. I've never done it exactly this way before. And sometimes you do that by combining, say a fastback, which I've done like this before, but I've never cut this lug pattern and put it with this fastback. And I haven't taken this treatment and put it on with a fastback, or build a bike with a track. This is the first track bike with a vibrant chainstays.
Wow, look at that.
Made one other bike with vibrant chainstays, handmade dropouts. So I put as much of my bag of tricks into these things to make them different and to show lots of craftsmanship and the art of making a custom bike in the true definition of the word. In other words, to make something that there is no other duplicate for. This is a one-of-a-kind. I won't even make another one. If someone wanted one just like it, I say, no can do. I'll make something similar if you like it. But so this involves doing a lot of things that I've only done a few times, like this and that part of it, and only once or twice with the chainstays. So I wanted to make a bike that wasn't made for customers. Like, I wanted to make this for my own fun,
right,
and throw a lot of things at it that are different, because if you look at it, it's pretty different from the normal style that you see around the rest of the bike. So
sure.
This one in particular is a lot of things that are not so new, but just have never come together on one bike in this way before. So that's what I wanted to do here, is do something that I thought I'd like the look of, that involved doing some treatments I don't normally do. And now it's up for sale. It's not sold to a customer. It's like, I wanted to make something that was unique and hope that someone will buy it. So that's kind of the backwards approach.
Yeah.
Everything I normally do is sold and built to order.
Right.
This is built to my order, and now it's going to get sold to somebody.
So you are known for your lug work, and for a bike like this, how many hours of labor do you spend building this specific bike here?
Okay, this is a number I sort of know, but each bike being different, there's no real formula, but this is at least 120 hours of labor.
Wow.
Which, if you've got to put that in perspective, most guys that are going to be able to make a living as a professional frame builder, the frame time is 20 to 30 hours. If you can't make a bike in 30 hours, you're going to lose money. So this is 120 hours.
So why aren't you bankrupt yet?
Because I have a very adjusted lifestyle. I don't have any family or kids that I have to deal with, because to make living wages, you don't do this kind of work.
Yeah.
So I am in a situation where I can do this kind of work. I live simple. I keep my needs down to a minimum. If I want something of my own, it's probably a bicycle I can build for myself. So, I adjust my lifestyle to fit into being able to do this kind of craftsmanship,
yeah,
and not go bankrupt. I make a simple living, but even at $5,000 or $6,000 or $7,000 for the frame alone, I'm not going to make money doing it. So, and I'm simply not capable of the 20 or 30 hour frame. I can't do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So those who can do it, do it, but I can't. So I have to go this route.
So what do you think the state of the bike industry is when it comes to custom steel handmade bikes like this? Are you seeing a resurgence in this style?
Absolutely. One, the people in general, I think, are tired of something that everyone can have. If you go into the bike store with a credit card that's got enough room to buy the most expensive bike, you can walk out with it. When you get to this level of appreciating bicycles, you're also appreciating the craft of making the bike. An individual person, one person's hand, and this is a rare case, of start to finish, painting and all. This is the work of one person. There's hardly any products anywhere in the world you can buy that way anymore. So this, if you want to buy a bike like this, it's probably because you have a certain amount of respect or understanding for that concept, that it's not only a one-of-a-kind bike, it's the product of a single person, not a factory. It meets and you know, it hopefully exceeds your needs on every level, from what it looks like to how it rides to, you know, what you plan to do with it for the rest of your life. So I see that that's coming back because it's obviously been gone for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's also a new generation of people that are interested in bicycle frames, the fixed gear crowd, that whether they are into a custom bike at this point or not, sooner or later they are going to be candidates for a handmade lug steel bike. And the good part is that most of those people are starting off with an appreciation for lug steel.
Right.
Whereas if you came into the bike business the last 10 years, you probably were looking for titanium or carbon from the get-go.
Right.
See, so the old school people like these things. Ironically, the young generation is coming in saying, I like standard sized tubes with lugs and steel. So it's coming back, and it's coming back through the younger generation, but it's also these kind of shows, since the NABs and shows similar to this have started happening, it's bringing back the bikes.
Yeah.
You know, it's not only supporting the builders, it's generating more interest in people owning them. So it's working both ways. We decided to have shows, but the shows are generating people that are interested in buying the things. So it's working both ways. So it's definitely coming back, and it goes through cycles like it always does. There's a bike boom right now, just like there was in the 70s.
Yep.
It'll be a little different, but it's the kids this time, it's fixed gears this time, and old school is in fashion. Like, well, there you go. And that's why this show is working. So there are going to be people buying these kind of bikes for a number of years. And I don't know if we'll ever relapse back into a technology is king thing for bikes. I don't know if we'll ever go back there. I think this is going to be more the norm. It's like, oh, I had one of them carbon bikes, but you know, hey, I'd rather have one of these.
Longevity.
You know? Yeah, well, and just it's personal, it's stylish, you know, it's individual. It's a lot of good things about our society that I think have evaporated. So I think the handmade bike is a representative of what's good in society in terms of what's coming in the future. It's like, hey, this stuff like this is coming back.
So for someone watching this video who wants to have an absolutely one-of-a-kind bike built by a legendary bike builder, how much will this cost them, this bike that's for sale?
Well, I would sell the frame and fork on this unit because I don't sell parts. I want to keep them, but the frame and fork for this is $6,000. And you know, the parts can be had from anywhere by anybody. So, but I think a complete bike like this would probably run about $8,000 or so.
Yep.
If you just get campy record track group and stuff. But that's a track bike for $8,000.
Right.
But it's all in the frame.
Yep. Beautiful bike. I think anybody who understands Brian's experience and background and labor of love, obviously, that this bike is worth every single dollar he's asking for and more. So, Brian, thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's great to see you.
Yeah.